Buckle up, folks, because in today's video I talk about how I apparently committed a felony and put it on the internet involving this boat for the world to see, especially law enforcement, and boy were they pissed. Honestly, I was just trying to do a good deed and I almost got myself sentenced to prison. Yeah, not my best moment. Doing this, baby! Oh my gosh, dude, this is actually working. This is insane.
There it is.
What?
We're a pretty good first-time salvage team.
Not bad.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. You're looking at almost convicted felon Brandon J because of this stupid boat right here, man. And this is a long story, so buckle up. This is not like a video I typically make, but I have to inform you guys about this. I was unaware, and honestly, this is the most trouble I've ever been in, and it's a wild roller coaster of a story, and it all involves this boat right here, which you guys might remember. She's the boat that we pulled out of the lake oh my gosh, probably a couple months ago. But apparently we did it illegally, and what we did is essentially stole a boat. So yes, I do have a stolen boat, stolen by me, in my backyard right now. Law enforcement is very aware of this, trust me, so please, no one else call the cops, it's been dealt with. But I will say, before we dive into the whole story, there was a lot of learning lessons here, which is what we're gonna talk about, but I will make a deal with you guys. If we can get 6,969 likes specifically on this video, then I'm gonna team up with a salvage company and do a really cool boat salvage for you guys. I wanna do it in the future. I thought it was really fun. I practiced with this one, and I could see us doing that with the Coast Guard boat. It's set up for it, and we could be the Heavy D Sparks of the water. Could be pretty cool. So if you guys wanna see that, 6,969 likes, I know you guys can do it. Now, let's go ahead and dive on in to my felony story. So this all kind of started when I was fishing with my dog. I was not filming, I was just hanging out, and I happened to run across a boat that was sunken in just a few feet of water, crystal clear. And as a YouTuber, we always have to come up with new ideas. We're always challenge ourselves. We always buy a bunch of gear to try to use in those videos. I'm known for pulling up trash out of the water, and I thought, how cool would it be to actually use some of the lift bags that I bought like 6 years ago that I've never used for this boat to pull it up and actually pull a boat out of the water. So I saw this moment as a beautiful opportunity, one, for a new video that I've never done before, to get to use some gear that I've never used, that I've had for years, and just a whole new experience and a whole new potential vein of content. So of course I'm moving fast, getting all the pieces together to go out the next day or so. And the most important part of this whole thing is what I said in the beginning of my video about maritime laws. Hopefully by the end of the day, we don't just have one boat here, we have two, because we're planning to be the proud new owner based on maritime salvage laws. If you find a sunken, abandoned boat and you salvage and recover it, technically you can apply for a title for that vessel and be the proud new owner. And our brand new boat, well, to us, is currently sunken in this lake, and we plan to change that. Which I've always heard this myth of, if you find a boat underwater, you can just dive down, you can pull it back up, and as long as you salvage it, you can claim it as yours. I even said that in the video, I Googled it. This is all facts. However, I went about it the wrong way because I didn't contact the state first. Apparently that's something you have to do. I was unaware of this. And this, my friends, is where the felony portion of this extraction begins. Because everything I'm doing from this point forward without contacting the state is now jeopardizing my freedom. So we go over there, I drop in, I'm connecting the lift bags. Remember, this is all brand new to me, so I'm excited, all the boys are excited, and this thing starts to lift up, which was a huge moment, and let us know that we can actually get this boat and take it home. Now again, you gotta remember, we're in the moment. We think we're doing a great deed. We think that this is gonna be a sick video. We think we're doing the right thing by pulling this out of the water. We end up getting it up, floating it, and dragging it all the way to the boat ramp where we put my original trailer in, pulled this boat onto the trailer, And then we slowly pulled it out of the water. It let it drain. This thing was full of trash. I mean, there's still a tire that's hanging out up here. We were even pulling fish out of the compartments. We were like, man, this is an awesome video. This is like my next level of treasure hunting in a sense. I'm pulling huge things out of the water now instead of like cans and, you know, all types of different trash that you guys have seen. At that point, it's like, well, what do you do with the boat? It's our new boat, but I have to get it off the trailer because my original boat that we went out there on has to go back to the trailer. So we drove to my house, we tied the boat to this cypress tree right here, and we drug it off the trailer, and now she sits where she has laid for months. However, when we uploaded that video, I got a surprise phone call. Now, unfortunately, I don't have any more exciting footage to sprinkle in this because, well, the phone caught me completely off guard and I didn't record any of the conversation. But essentially, the game warden called me and said, is this Mr. Jordan? I was like, absolutely. This is Mr. Jordan. How can I help you? And he said, you don't understand the can of worms that you just opened. And I was like, well, regarding what? You know, I'm trying to figure out what did I do? What's going on? And apparently, well, it was my first time learning that I had committed a felony by stealing a boat and documenting the whole thing in beautiful fashion and uploading it to the internet for the world and all of law enforcement to see. Now, I was terrified because it's a real crime. It is bad. And essentially what this is like is finding a car on the side of the road. Everybody's been driving, seeing a car on the side of the road. You having a truck and trailer, pulling over and putting that car on your trailer and taking it home just because the car was on the side of the road. That is what I did with this boat, which is essentially stealing. And so I stole this boat from the lake. And that is where my felony was official. Or at least my felony act, or my felonious act. Maybe, I think that might be local law enforcement terms, I'm not sure. But no good, nonetheless. I got contacted by game warden. It went all the way up to like their supervisors and top guys. And I was also in contact with I believe it was the sheriff. I don't know, it was one of the law enforcement branches, but they specialize in lost and abandoned or stolen and abandoned goods, something like that. Now, big problems for young Brandon J, who was just trying to do a good thing. I thought the whole time I was doing something good. I'm not a person who breaks the law, other than the one time that I was speeding excessively, which I like to go fast. But obviously, I'm not trying to break the law, especially put it on the internet. I just didn't know. So there was a couple things that went in my favor for this. Now, I obviously, like I stated, everyone knew that I obviously wasn't trying to commit a crime here because I put it on the internet. So I had that going for me. I also have a record of pulling a ton of stuff out of the water and throwing it away and just disposing of it properly. So they could kind of see why this would fall under that category. Even though it's still illegal, it doesn't make it right, but at least they could see where my thought process was with it. The other part that they said was kind of on my side is if they do kind of toss me in jail and I have a trial and all of this stuff, when I get in front of a judge and he reads that basically I'm pulling out salvage boats, but without the state's permission, they said it's almost like the juice isn't worth the squeeze, you know? So he's trying to do something right. Somebody has to pull those boats out. Most of the time, the state is going to be paying for it. They didn't have to pay me for it. I did it for free. I just didn't ask for permission. So it's one of those things where it's like, do you really want to put this kid in prison or in jail because of this? Because it's a misunderstanding. So they said that's on my side. And lastly, the most important thing that was on my side is the fact that the boat had been in there for so long that they looked at the last registered owner and he had been passed away for over 10 years. So the paper trail kind of stopped there. And at that point, which we reached today, law enforcement said, if you do want to claim the vessel as your own, it's about a year-long process to go through the state, get all the paperwork done, and it's a whole deal. But technically, I could register this broken up fiberglass boat and get it back on the water. Legally, it would just take about a year and a lot of money. Or they gave me the right to dispose of the vessel because of the end of the paper trail and all of that. So that lands us to today, where I am a free man. I'm walking free. There's no cuffs, baby. Your boy beat the case. Thank God. So there was never a case. I didn't actually ever get arrested or anything, but I did get a freaking stern talking to and a lot of lessons learned. So your boy was uneducated. I have now been very educated on the boat rescuing process. Essentially, it's easier just to not do it. But when they said you have to dispose of it, how do you even do that? How do you take a boat and dispose of it? They said I can't drag it back to the water. That was my first thought, is I want to load this thing up with Christmas trees, put some freaking catfish food on it, and drag it out into the water and make the ultimate freaking fish pile, and honestly just catch giants off of it. But that's also illegal, which we don't want to go down that road, so we're not going to do that. So when you got trash you need to throw away, you need a really big trash can. Oh yeah, we brought out the big guns. Oh man, they weren't kidding when they said they were going to bring a big setup. I think we'll be able to fit a boat in that thing. We went from being a felon to being a responsible adult, throwing our stuff away in the biggest trash can of all time. Man, I appreciate you doing that for me, dude.
Absolutely.
Freaking awesome.
Absolutely.
I did tell you that we're putting my potential felony in your dumpster, right?
Oh yeah.
So if there's any problems, just bury it deep when you go to the dump.
Right. We'll send it off in there quick.
There you go. I'll chop it up in little pieces. I'll get rid of the VIN number and all that stuff.
Yeah.
No, I appreciate this a ton, man. This is awesome. This is one heck of a setup. And there we go. There she is. All right, we officially have ourselves the biggest trash can ever. All right, buddy. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. All right, there he goes. And next thing you know, he's gonna have a felony boat in his dumpster, and then it's gonna be his problem. Police can't call me anymore. They gotta call him. So big shout out to him, All Pro Dumpsters. I'll have all their link in the description, and of course, the phone number on the side. But he said you can do everything through the website. So if you guys wanna do that, go for it. But law enforcement, FWC, if you're watching this, remember being a responsible young adult, just like you wanted, even though I was just trying to clean up the environment anyway. Just gonna throw that out there. This is where the magic happens, baby. We have moved on to just giving our real old redneck yank. So we got a yank 'em rope. We gotta get this thing in this freaking dumpster, dude. You ready, Trav? It's in! I guess I just give her a little one more little nudge. Little nudgy nudge. Okay. There you go. God.
A little too much nudge.
A little too much nudge, but she's in there, honestly.
Yeah, she's gonna fit.
Yeah. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, after a whole lot of redneck ingenuity, good friends bringing the old dumpster, and a whole lot of towing back and forth, we almost smoked that GoPro, buddy. That GoPro is inches away from destruction. Wow. What a freaking deal. Look at all my mistakes, all my felonies right there. And she fought me every way, from being underwater in the lake, getting her on her trailer, dropping her off on the freaking cypress tree, all the way to this moment where she is now continuing to be a pain to get in the dumpster. We're finally gonna close this door and close a chapter on my YouTube career of how I committed felonies on the internet. It's kind of a flex, I'm not gonna lie, but kids, don't try this at home. Look, my whole mission is to create fun content for you guys, create stuff that I enjoy doing, learn along the way, learn with you. And the whole journey of the diving videos has been clean up the waterways, make them better than we found them. That was part of this process. But if you're ever gonna go out, make sure you pick up all the cans, pick up all the trash. If you ever see a freaking boat, leave it alone. It is not worth the struggle. It has been a thorn in my side for the past months, and now it is finally over. So that's gonna wrap it up for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Obviously, a little bit different than what we normally do. All Pro Dumpsters, they are local here in Winter Haven, Florida. That's where I live, but they service all of Polk County area. I actually met him at the Bobby Lane Cup. His son watches the video, so it's very cool. He brought this out on his own dime and was like, yeah, however I can help you, just let me know. So if you guys want or need a dumpster for anything in your area, whether that's commercial or residential, you can call the phone number, but he would rather you guys go to the website, which I'll link in the description below. Ladies and gentlemen, do not commit felonies, and if you do, please, for the love of God, don't put them on the internet, because you tell on yourself real easy. I'm gonna close this door and we're gonna be done here. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Obviously a little bit different, but boy oh boy, was it a story worth telling. I will catch you guys on the next one. Remember, 6,969 likes. We will team up with a real salvage crew, not do some rookie stuff like this, and we'll dive down and pull something awesome out of the ocean. A little bit of experience for myself, some great content for you, and local law enforcement. You don't have to worry, because I'm gonna do it legally. Thank you guys for watching this video, and as always, we will catch you on the next adventure, which will not be in prison, baby. Mwah. Love you all.
And I won't forget.